How's it going, everybody, and welcome to another video. This one is called Garage Talk with RONIN 47R, Q&A, opinions, and everything else. You haven't seen this video before or anything like this because I haven't put one out. This is my first time doing this, so this is my most rough type of video that I'm going to be doing because I'm kind of just making things up as I go along. Okay, what am I talking about? Let me back up. First of all, yes, you saw a Garage Talk video, and literally it was just, a subscriber asked me, or, actually it was more than one. But the point is that someone says, folks are saying, hey, what's in your garage? Show me in your garage and share your tanks and that sort of thing. So I figured I would do that, and I did. And I figured, well, what kind of title should I call it, right? Well, I'm talking while I'm in my garage, so I'll call it Garage Talk. And it was a done deal. It's a one-time thing. I mean, maybe in the future when I get more tanks or someone asks again or something, maybe I'll do an update. But for the most part, it's just a one-shot deal, and I'm all done with it. It's not a series or anything, right? So here I am, going along through life, minding my own business, and then, as you know, when someone posts on the videos, the discussion boards and whatnot, I like to answer any questions and comment, where I can, because I love interacting with my subscribers. I mean, that's part of the fun, right? So here I am, looking at one of the videos, or responding to what someone posted on one of the videos, which was the April 15th, or excuse me, the May 5th news and updates video, and COD Gamer that's the name of the one of my subscribers, and he writes, I'll just do the portion of it, the short portion, which is, nice to see more people recognizing you. Have you ever thought about doing a Q&A video with gameplay in the background with like Mingles with Jingles? So first I'm like, oh my gosh, he's comparing me to Jingles. That's amazing. And then, I read on and he's like, I'm sure people would love it. If so, here's a question. And I'm going to stop the question for now because that's, for another time. For right now, I'm just trying to explain that he got me thinking, okay, wait a minute. So you guys, at least he's voicing his opinion on it, and actually another person did too. But the point is that, okay, so maybe a Q&A, because people are asking me questions on how to do this or what's your opinion on that. Okay, well, maybe I guess I should. I mean, I've seen, I always go back to one of my. Is that too lofty to say mentor? But one of the many folks that I look up to, who in this case I'm talking about is Cosmic Carry. He's done some videos where, he has some gameplay in the background, and he just talks about different things, different messages, or what discussions that he wants to share with his subscribers. That's right, Cos. I'm one of your biggest fans. No, but I am. But anyways, so. Anyways, long story short, it's just a new project. I'm just trying this thing out. Hopefully you guys dig it. If you do, great. If you don't, I mean, I totally get it. It's just one of the many items that I'm trying to add to the menu, and it's just something just came to mind. And if it's fun, I'll keep doing it. If people aren't into it, if it's not fun for me, I won't. It's as simple as that. So, with the groundwork laid, let's just get right to it. I'm going to have these series, Garage Talk. Let's just start off with this question, and let's just get, let's see what we can make out of this thing. So going back to COD Gamer, he asked a question. So he says, when they bring World of Tanks out to Xbox One, will you move completely to it right away? He also asked another question. Let me just answer the first part. So, I'm going to go, it's like NASCAR. I'm going to go as fast as my pocketbook, meaning my wallet, can allow me to go. And in this case, I'm going about 1 mile an hour because, I don't have the funds just to jump on the Xbox One. Like if World of Tanks went to Xbox One right now, I don't have the funds to get a new Xbox. However, am I budgeting for it? Am I planning for it? Am I, eating top ramen and selling my third kidney to do it? Absolutely. So, when it comes maybe Christmas time, end of the year, whatnot, fall, winter, by then I'm expecting to have a couple of pennies to get the Xbox One and be ready for that migration. Now, going back to World of Tanks and the Xbox One discussion. Anyway, I already had an article that I found on the forums, which I shared with you guys, by posting it on the website there, and went out on the Twitter, and hopefully you got a hold of that and took a look at it. They're planning for about the third, maybe even the fourth quarter to release the World of Tanks on Xbox One. Remember, when it comes to developing and whatnot, things happen. So I would rather have them take their time and do it right than rush it, bring it out sooner, and then have a whole bunch of problems and things they need to fix. So if they're going to follow the good good, you know, the good plan, do it right the first time. So that being said, I'll bet you they're going to tie it into maybe Christmas-ish or something along those lines. But, you know, I don't know. I don't work for them, and if I did, I wouldn't be able to, you know, tell you that information for sure. That's just supposition on my part. So that's the answer to that. And then it said, and then he says, and also, do you think that they should allow the servers for both Xbox One and Xbox 360 to be on the same one, so they can have more people and more integrated? Example, East Coast server for Xbox One, and would allow be Xbox 360 server. And then he says, thanks for reading. So, gosh, you know, fault me for being an over-analytical person. I have a very statistical personality, so and I take my words, you know, seriously. I want to say what I mean and mean what I say. Doing the best that I can to understand what he is, what he's referring to. I kind of go in the IT direction. So basically, when it comes to the servers, they have, if you know, if they're like any other company of this size serving, what, 6 million downloads for this Xbox version alone, they're not going to have 1 or 2 physical machines laying around. They can go in 2 directions. One is you can go with, you know, you have a data center. You can have a setup where you have a whole bunch of physical machines and they're all networked together. Absolutely. Or maybe, and you can tell I'm going to be biased, they went ahead and went the virtualization direction, which means, and if I'm talking over your head, I apologize. I know a little bit about this stuff, and sorry, it's kind of nerdy fun for me, and I'm trying to answer the question. But the other direction is you can still serve and accomplish the same mission, but you can save money in the long run, but it costs more in the front end, to purchase less physical machines in your for your data center. But what you do is you set up virtualization. You know, the big 3 is VMware, Hyper-V, and Zen Server from 3 different companies. And what that basically allows you to do in English is I will take one physical machine. I'm going to go ahead and put a hypervisor on there, which is this program, for lack of better words, that allows you to have virtual servers. So let's just say you have a 5-to-1, okay? You have 5 virtual machines, right? Virtual meaning they don't physically exist. They're software. They're existing in software. They're transient. You turn off the power, they disappear. So you have 5 machines up and running. So as far as the outside world is concerned, oh yeah, I'm using 5 machines and everything's working great. But it's living on 1 physical machine. So that could be happening too. But anyways, without getting in, deeper into that, so they can have one type of data center or another type of data center. I don't know which. I'm not privy to that. I don't know what operating system they're running on. I don't know anything about what they're using. But that's kind of the groundwork when it comes to networking and servicing, you know, a lot of folks that have a lot of needs for so many users. Now, as far as, you know, should they be on one server? Well, again, now it comes to, there's a couple things to look at. One would be Xbox One and 360 living on the same server. I am clueless about the code or you know, what type of program compatibility of, you know, how they intermingle. It'd be my understanding that be 2 separate, you know, they're 2 separate items. So they'd probably be living on, whether it's physical or virtual, 2 separate machines. And then they're going to go ahead and, you know, work together in a meeting point so that they can basically, it's like 2 machines talking to each other. But they're living separately because one is 360 code and one's Xbox One code. Completely different animals. Now, do I think they should live on the same server? You know, I don't know. That's really up to the data center folks or the, you know, the network engineer looking at, okay, well, you have to look at security. You have to have redundancy. And, you know, if something goes down, you know, you want to make sure that you're not going to impede, you know, your users, you know, getting to it. So you want to have uptime. So they would probably separate these things out. I mean, if it was me, from what little I know, because I don't know anything about the code and all that kind of stuff, just my gut knee-jerk reaction is I'm going to have a whole, you know, 20 servers, whatever the case may be. I'm going to have a whole farm of Xbox servers, or Xbox One servers. I'm going to have a whole farm of Xbox 360 servers. Now, virtual, you know, hardware, not getting into that, but the point is I'm going to have them 2 separate ones, and then they're just going to talk to each other. Because that way in the future, you can go ahead and phase out, because eventually, obviously, the 360 is eventually going to go away, right? And Xbox One is going to become the old guy, and they're going to have Xbox 112. I don't know. But you want to be able to make it, you have to think ahead about phasing it out. So, anyways, that's my short answer. That's my long answer, and I apologize. But, man, you asked me a technical question. I'm going to give you a technical answer. So that's that. All right, now that I've probably lost, 50 subscribers from that, long, overly technical, and probably boring for most normal human being discussions, yeah, for those of you that are still with me, so the Baconator, he went ahead and he asked me a question about how do you get noticed by, wargaming, and I don't know what he's referring to unless, he had a previous post about, the community contributor name change that occurred for myself in the Xbox, forums. So maybe he's referring to that. I'm not really sure, but as far as if that's the case, the only thing I can suggest is, and just take it for what it's worth, is you just literally, if you want to get noticed, you can't win if you don't play. So just participate and try to be a positive participant in the community. Whatever that means to you. And if that is something that they are interested in, or if you're offering or contributing in a way that they feel is noticeable or recognizable by their standards or whatever it is that they're looking for, they may tap you on the shoulder and approach you on it, and have that discussion. I really can't get into it more than that, but that's the short answer. Is just basically you can't be recognized for something if you're not throwing your hat in the ring. So get out there and share and be a part of the community. That's that. Hopefully in the very, very near future, I'll be able to expand on that whole discussion. All right, and then the other question that he had was, what's my favorite tank? And he was saying, what's my favorite tank, not from the ones that I want to play, but just from looks. And that is probably one of the most challenging questions that I have to answer because, gosh, I don't know. I mean, it's kind of like the dream garage, right? I mean, you have like, okay, so let's say you have a dream garage and you have a Lamborghini here and you have a, the James Bond's, Aston Martin, next to it, and they're 60 years in difference in age. They behave completely different. They look completely different. Which one do you like more? Well, you like them all. They're just different, That's really, really hard. I think they all look pretty cool. Some are looking cool to me because they seem physically cool, like their capabilities, like they look like they can handle business, and they can. And then some of them are just like old school. You're looking at the tier 1s and the tier 3s and stuff, and they're just kind of like, aw, aren't they cute? You just want to, kind of just, give them a light tap on the chin with a closed fist and say, oh, that's just great, kid. Good try. I love them all. But I'm going to go ahead and answer the question that wasn't asked, which is, so which is my favorite tank, besides not just for looks, but also just how to play and whatnot. And I'm going to say looks and play. I'm not a medium guy, but the one tank that really has fired me up and continues to be super fun is the weird, I shouldn't say weird, but it's just, the T-34-88 for me is just so, it's weird to me because I'm not a medium guy, And the A-43, yeah, I'm starting to fall in love with that thing. It is super, it is a TIE fighter. And, so between those two tanks, it's just really teach me how to, play the game again, but see it in a different way. I feel like heavy tanks are, I'm not saying they're less skilled or anything like that, but to me, they're more straightforward. And, now that I'm trying on, more seriously, trying on the medium tanks, and I'm sure Mobius is like, yeah, that's right, because he loves mediums. But, it's kind of like you read a book or you see a movie that you've already seen before, but when you read it again or you watch the movie again, you find something new that you didn't notice before. And when I go ahead and I'm trying this new, more seriously with the mediums, I'm not just playing them for fun, like, oh, I'm just to give it a try and then I put it back in the garage. I mean, I'm grinding some mediums, and I'm really trying this stuff on. There is some new things, some new enjoyments, some challenges and rewards that I'm finding in this game. So it's a lot of fun. So that's right now the A-43 and the T-34-88 are some of the most favorite games tanks to play, and the T-34-88 is one of my most enjoyable to look at because it's just so different and unique. All right, guys. Well, that was just my first shot. It's completely unrehearsed and don't want to say unedited because I'm using the editor to put this thing together, but it is what it is. And I hope I didn't turn too many of you guys off with this. What is this guy talking about? Just show me some tanks, right? Hopefully you can just, when these videos come on, you just put me on mute because, who really wants to listen to me anyway? And then just watch the tank battles in the background. But, furthermore, if in all seriousness, if you guys have any questions that you want me to answer or some opinions or whatever, throw them at me. If you're willing to listen, I'm willing to chat. So good stuff. Thanks again for all the submissions or the the dialogue, the participation in the discussion boards on the channels, and all the positive remarks that you guys have been really gracious, and I really appreciate it. All right, guys. Well, until next time, you guys remember that if you're receiving this transmission, you are one of the 47 Ronin, and I will catch you later.